All right, man, this is a special edition, guys. It seems like everyone's a special edition, right? Yeah, dude. Holy shit, dude. Caspa ecosystem, man. All right, here we go. Let's get the intro.
So,
Get the intro.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Caspa
yeah, yeah.
ecosystem.
Yeah,
Whoa, welcome to the Cast Night
yeah.
channel,
Stand
y'all.
back, homies, get on back.
Yeah,
it's a
man.
rap now. Cast Night rapping, I'ma show you where we at now. That rabbit flowing with the
Friday.
track that be blowing like a gap. White strap,
Friday
fam.
night.
Crap happens where we at. So here's the flow, here we go. Yo, Warren Rabbit with the glasses. Follow the white trash. Little rabbit here to educate the masses. Only spit the facts, man, and Blackjack. Simply where the future's at, fam. So get the stacking cash, fam. Every single day in every way that we can think to make it happen. Blackjack and Kaspa. What the kids be yelling from the back, bruh? Holy moly, holy what? Holy effing crap, man. Kaspa's Cast Night can really effing rap, man.
I wrote
Never
this
ever
stuff,
saw
man.
it
So I
coming
gotta
out,
bump it.
bruh.
Like, I'm happy,
Never knew
dude.
this crazy shit could
Man.
happen. Little Warren
Caspa
Rabbit in a
ecosystem, dude.
mask. Vigilante black leather pants. Cold.
I heard
And
these
here we
things are
going
doing
with the
something big
flow.
right
Wait,
now.
whoa.
I don't
What
wanna
the
cover
F is
another
that,
rock
man?
pattern.
Is
We're
that
alright,
the
we're
effing
fine,
Batman
guys.
symbol? Nah, man, that ain't Batman. That's a rabbit with the mask. It's the Cast Night signal. Whoa, man.
Let's
Who's
take a
down
look.
with them? Guardians of the Dag, man. Holy effing crap, man. To hell with effing Batman. Cast woman, Cast Night, and Cast Con coming with the smash, fam. Dag Night putting
Look at-
Cast P on the crypto map, man. Yeah, we
Top
did it
dog.
in a flash, man. Black dagging
Let's
on
do
a
the top
fast track,
dog.
and we ain't never looking back. It's a wrap.
Yeah, we're still the top dog on the launch pad right now. We got 35 holders now. We're growing. Look, half the supply circulating. That's what we want. Look, this decentralized now, dude. What, dude? We're just getting started, guys. But look, this ain't even about Cast Night freaking today. Believe it or not, we're not even looking at Kron, all right? We are looking at someone else, another awesome group of builders in the I never even heard of this before. I gotta confess. Well, I mean, look, to be fair, everything's new. Everything's new. We just got smart contracts. We're gonna go. Dang it, don't be hiding from me now. All right. Dude, Silver Scripts was amazing. Everything we've been covering is freaking amazing. Let me make sure we're filming too, man. We gotta make sure testing. Yeah, we're filming. All right, we're good. We're good. Okay. So, dude, welcome in. God bless everybody. Thanks everybody for all the support. Let's put this up here a little bit. Man, let's get excited, right? Caspa's got an ecosystem. Covenants changed the freaking world, dude. Now, who are we going to talk about today, right? We're going to talk about Kaspa Forge. Wait, what? What's Kaspa Forge? Oh, man, you're going to find out. We're going to find out together. So, for those that don't know who Cast Night is, man, my name is Brian, right? Pretty soon, I'm pretty sure I can fully dox, right? I just been working out with my employer. I want to make sure I don't hurt nobody. I work with a vulnerable population, but I'm a mentor by day. I can tell you that. I write people in prison, right? Because I used to be in prison. I did 20 years of my life over that, right? Because I made some poor choices. I was drug addict, and today, by the grace of God, I walk a finer path, and I learned so much since I got out that I have to share that knowledge with other people, and also learn more publicly, right? Because I don't got everything figured out. I don't even got half of it figured out, but I know this. This is fun learning together. So, what is KaspaForge, dude? Oh man, this is something to be excited about. That's what it is. This probably turned into an hour video. I don't know, man. This might be the longest freaking Cast Night ecosystem deep dive yet. I know this. It gets us the whole video. This one, I was gonna do a Friday night, technical analysis. Man, f that. We're covering Caspa Forge, right? I don't know any of these guys, just so you know, right? I don't know any of these people I'm covering. I don't know the people covering. I just know you guys are Caspa builders, and that makes you my brother, right? So whoever's behind this, Caspa Forge, I think you guys are amazing. I think you guys. I'm looking at your, let's talk about it. Let's show everybody else. I'll be able to tell you how amazing I think it is as we go. Hype, 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 right? Dude, I'm so hyped, man. I can't be more hyped about this ecosystem, guys. Yeah, man, this is freaking amazing, right? All right, so let's hook up, right? I already set up, or I have set up an account, right? I haven't. There's so much to freaking do on here, right? That So you set up a password, right? It's like a super duper password, and then that covers everything. And they don't keep it, right? They don't keep track of that stuff. So hey, make sure you don't lose it, dude. Because it's gonna hold a bunch of stuff, and then there's a whole bunch of other security layers later, dude. We're gonna talk about all this stuff, right? All right, so man, where do we even start, right? All right, so let's just go with the overview right here, right? This is the basic overview, right? So what is it, right? Forge desk is basically right the the control center, right? Is where the user can see and access the different pieces of KaspaForge ecosystem from one place, right? That's what this is. This right here, right? That's what we're doing, right? KaspaForge desk, this right? This is trust me, we're gonna touch every one of these things, right? We're even gonna touch all this stuff over here, right? We're gonna go to the help section and we're gonna touch this stuff. That's how friggin' amazing this is. I can't ever figure out how to get back to that other page from this page though. I know you guys are somebody hit me in the comments and be like, Cast Knight, quit being a dumbass. You don't gotta reopen the the page every time you freaking go somewhere, but hey, like I know everybody thinks because I launched a meme coin that I'm like the super techiest guy in the world. I'm not. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to learn from every one of you super awesome Caspa techie guys, right? Teach me anything, and I'm gonna learn. Like don't give me a fish, teach me to fish, right? Like a very wise man once said, right? Maybe the wisest ever, right? Probably the wisest ever. I don't know. Let's not get into that. Let's not hurt nobody's feelings or nothing. Let's shed love, share love, educate, elevate, and grow together, right? I love this. I love this, right? I'm so excited, right? I hope you guys are picking up on that. All right, so everything on this thing is centered around the user's own wallet and control, right? So that's what's great, right? You guys control the stuff, right? This isn't one isolated app. This is multiple tools in here, right? We're gonna freaking get into this, right? This thing is amazing, right? This isn't just someone came up with, a little freaking meme coin or whatever. Say one little idea or even one big idea. This is a lot of big ideas and put it together, coordinated and presented very well, I think, for a beautiful community, man, for the Caspa people, man, and then everybody else who's gonna follow suit, right? Because they're all gonna follow suit. Everybody's coming on to Caspa. Um, if I wasn't fully 100% convinced before, ever since you started showing me stuff with the government covenants in them now, we won, dude. We won it. Everybody else haven't figured it out yet. All right. So yeah. All right. So uh man, okay. So we're gonna walk through each piece, right? We're just gonna go piece by piece together, and we're gonna explore, right? We're gonna go each piece rather than just talk about it. We're gonna keep info. We're gonna talk, dude. All this is Castle One non-custodial. There's covenants. All right, let's get started. Let's get started, right? So, wallet. Let's just talk. Let's start clicking stuff. Wallet, right? Here's the wallet, right? Here's the wallet. All right, so the wallet is the user's. All right, here we go. There's the wallet, current receiving address right here, available balance, right? I haven't put no money on here yet. I haven't even set up the wallet part yet. All I did was like kind of like put my login credentials and stuff like that. But dude, look at this, dude. Look at this, dude. So like it's not just a regular they're not this is not just regular wallets. It's just like, oh yeah, who cares a crap? Another wallet, right? The wallet is the user's entry point into Forge, the place for which they can interact with the system, right? The user remains in control of their funds. Transactions are signed by the user. Uh, they never ask for your private keys, right? Interacting with the application does not mean you're surrendering custody. This wallet relationship carries through safes, escrow, markets, all that, guys. So let's look it out. Let's check it out. I want to just start clicking on stuff and stuff. Actions, Caspa recipient address. You put whoever you want to send it to, right? How much Caspa, right? You paste their wallet address. Put how much Caspa. I want to send 555 Caspa, right? And then you send it to your safe. All right, so you put it in your safe. We're gonna talk about the safe. Oh man, This thing is so amazing. So this is where you control your stuff, right? This is your wallet, right? So you be like, I want to put this. This is gonna be my spendable stuff. So I'm gonna send stuff to people. I'm gonna lock some in the safe, right? All right. Add funds. Bring Kaspa into the wallet from an extension or supported asset. So this is a link, right? This is your incoming, right? You go link, copy the freaking link, ding dong, right? And then you could go paste the link, and then when people put money on it, then that stuff will come right here to this wallet, right? Already have a CAS and CASware, send it straight here. No address to copy. The extension asks you to confirm the amount in the recipient and signs it itself. Whoa, look at that, dude. Deposit from CASware. Don't have CAS, swap via simple swap. You send babe, call Travis and tell him quit calling my phone, please. Um all right, so yeah, you send Bitcoin or whatever, right? You pick the oh look, you pick the asset, right? So it's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Ton Coin. That's strange, right? USDT, USDC, so a couple all the stable coins, right? Different from Aptos. So whoa, dude. So you pick whatever asset. Apparently all these are native already. Oh man, this thing's just getting started too. And then the amount, right? Here's 555 or whatever the frick, right? And you get a quote. How much is it going to cost you to send it? Amount does not fall within the range minimum. So I didn't put in the right parameters that they want or whatever, right? But I'm just giving you the gist of it. Incoming, outgoing, pending activity, right? There's no activity, so it's not going to show none of that stuff. But dude, this is just getting started too. Oh my god, this. All right, so let's go with safes. You guys ready for the safes? Right? We're like, oh, whoop de doo, a safe, right? No, no whoop de doo, right? Safe. All right, so new vault, forge a vault, 4 steps. All right. Everything cryptographic happens in this browser tab right here. Never see, we never see or store your keys, right? That's the thing is that's the beauty of Casper, right? Nobody's trying to take your money or control your money. The whole point is sovereignty, right? We're keeping the money in your control, right? When someone dies, I don't gotta freaking have some blood sucking leech freaking freaking preying on my people while they're grieving and stuff. And so on and so forth. I'm gonna give you a zillion examples tonight, but just keep in mind, man, we're blazing the trail here, right? Cast night people. That's why I'm telling you guys, man. Share these videos. Let's we're gonna we're this is undeniable. This stuff is undeniable, right? Caspa is undeniable. They just 99% of the world just doesn't know yet, right? That's why Cast Night hits them with the flashlight signal, right? So that's what we gotta do. Share this stuff, man. Tell your people, dude. Stop messing with crooked people that taking percentages and oh no, dude, we don't need nobody's help. We need Caspa and freedom and knowledge, man. And, let's share this stuff. Let's share this stuff. So let's look at the safe. Let's look at the safe, right? All right, the Vault Covenant is open source and unaudited. Verify before you store, non-custodial, no support desk can reverse a transaction. So use the amounts you're comfortable trusting to code, right? So if you say, I want $1 million in the lottery and I'm gonna lock up $900,000, that way I don't mess with it. That $900,000 I can't touch for 10 years, man, right? And then you're all jacked up because you got another $100,000. You're like, that'll last me 10 years, right? And then you spend $100,000 and you're like, dude, I locked it in a vault and it's a time vault that's undeniable. It's a because they got absolute ones, dude, and then you're just hosed, dude. It doesn't matter. It stops you from opening it, and we'll get to that part later. But so that's what that's saying, right? So don't lock nothing up or don't put nothing in a covenant. Don't put no covenant rules on nothing that you don't want those covenant rules to be enforced because they're going down. Like that's it. There's nobody who can. There's no arbiter or nothing that can stop the coding that you put on your money, man. So just always keep that in mind, which is great, right? Sovereignty, user sovereignty. This is real money. This is real ownership. I have an idea, social media idea, and I definitely can't go into depth with about it, but man, dude, Caspa does represent freedom. I'm telling you right now, brothers and sisters, This is people are gonna remember Kaspa 2026. They're gonna be posting about this, like, and they're gonna be looking back at anybody who was talking about this as a freaking super mad genius. I'm not saying I'm a genius. I'm just saying, like, dude, I'm so excited, dude. I can't believe I found out about this while it's sitting at 2.5 cents. I feel like a genius, dude. I know I'm buying more. Whoa, dude. I'm so excited. Okay, so what is it anyway? All right, Safe uses Caspa covenant rules to create a vault style control over your Caspa, including withdrawal conditions and recovery security mechanisms, right? So you're controlling your money, right? How you save it, how you spend it, how you, all these things, right? So you could have a bunch of, goals. All right, I'll go into that part later, actually. All right, so it's more, but it's definitely more. It's more simple than just storing Caspa on another wallet. Rules can be enforced by the covenant itself. Withdrawal delays can create a security window. There are different safe configurations and use cases, right? This introduces a bigger concept: money whose movement is governed by predefined rules rather than someone's promise, right? I don't gotta trust the person because they're the most, that bank's been around for 100 years, right? Who else are you gonna trust? You gonna go to some, it's a nonprofit. The best options I know of, right, for traditional finance are actually little nonprofit. What are those place that gave me the loan, babe? What are those things called? Savings and loans, or I don't know. It's a credit union, right? It's a nonprofit credit union, right? Way better than a bank. Uh, but I don't want to deal with traditional finance in any way, shape, or form. But I'm just saying, like, there's people there, right? There's all kind of off switches that other people control. It has your money to do with it, right? So, man, user sovereignty, man, and this thing, and this is, and all these things that I'm going through right here gives gives you different control in another way, right? And freedom in another way, and takes your liberties out of the hands of gatekeepers and like banks and governments and anybody else who plays gatekeeper with your liberties, man. So pay attention, man. Pay attention. Share this with your mom and your grandma and your. I'm telling you, man. Tell your family about this. Let's let's let our people, right, be the people who know about this and become the early adopters. Why? Because we should be rewarded for being loyal to Caspa before everybody else was, right? Because there's going to be some bandwagons jumping on. Woo, they're jumping on Caspa, Caspa, woohoo, jumping on the bandwagon, right? We're already on the wagon, right? We're on the we're all right. We built the bandwagon. We're building on the bandwagon. We're doing all this, right? Thank you, Jonathan Sompolinsky, Michael Sutton, and everybody else that worked on this with you guys. I know you guys don't know me, but I'm freaking enamored, man. I think you guys are amazing people, man. And thank you so much for giving Caspa to the world. And I think we all owe you guys a huge debt. And I think you guys should be getting, like, what do they call that big award where they give for people who change the world? You guys should be getting that for sure. I think you guys should be getting that. Well, I forget what it's called. You guys know what I'm talking about. Gandhi got it or something like that, right? But anyway, all right. Are we gonna do the dead man switch? Oh yeah, let's show the dead man. You know what? I got a graphic that I made. Let me make sure I'm still recording, dude. Oh, this thing better still be recording. Testing, testing. All right, yeah, we're still recording. All right, we're good to go. Sorry, I don't want this to get messed up, man. Uh, yeah, dude. Because dude, this can't. I can't mess this video up because I feel like everybody has to know this stuff. Like I feel like I'm letting people like aha. I'm really like revealing some aha moments to the world right now. At least to the 300 some people that are watching my channel on X. However many are watching me on YouTube. But hey, this stuff is timeless though, right? A year from now, someone who just hears about Caspa, who's trying to catch up, right? The bandwagon people, they're gonna be able to go back and look at Cas Knight's freaking Caspa ecosystem videos and be like, okay, wait, he talks about Caspa Forge. We're already gonna be set, right? We're gonna have our stuff locked down. We're gonna be sending money to people and saving money for people and having escrows and selling. It's gonna be amazing, right? They're gonna be like, dang man, where'd you learn all this stuff? We were faithful and we had conviction first. All right, I'm hyping. I'm too much hyping, right? All right, delay and inheritance. The delay is the window during which a theft can be canceled. Longer is safer, but you wait longer. for your own withdrawals too, right? Cancel window. Okay, so if you want to put a delay inheritance cancel window or whatever, you can do that, right? Inheritance option. No air disabled, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months, custom. Autocomplete the withdrawal when the cancel window closes. Recommend in off. You can finish it yourself. Is that the dead man switch? Inheritance option. Oh, so it's an inheritance. Sorry, I'm like three keys. I don't want to say the wrong thing here. All right, so I got a graphic that I made. It's freaking cool, right? Look at this. So I made this up. All right, look, it's like a dead man. So I can show you how basically a dead man switch, right? Uh, so when life stops, right? So if unfortunately if someone passes away, I always wonder what's gonna happen to my crypto, right? I got Cas, I got like several Caspa wallets. I got freaking Ledger. I'm on several exchanges, decentralized exchanges, centralized exchanges. Now eventually I'm gonna put all the stuff together on something like this or I'll have a couple places. I don't put it all in one spot. Maybe depends on who controls it, how controls it. But with covenants, man, you pretty much do what you want with your money now. How cool is that? So anyway, God forbid someone dies, but if it happens, you want your money to go to your loved ones, right? You don't want it to get lost in the limbo. How many bitcoins lost out there? Like they say, there's 21 million supply. Well, Satoshi's got 1 million of them, right? 1,050,000 of them. That's how much I got, right? Because there's 21 million of them, and he owned 5%. That's just like I'm not saying I'm Satoshi like Satoshi, but I'm saying I copied him, right? As far as the tokenomics go for Cast Night, I made it 21 million total supply fair launch, and me, the founder, only got 5%. And I purchased my 5%. I didn't get them for free. I didn't just get them for launching them, right? So it's even a little bit more decentralized. I'm not saying I'm better than Bitcoin or nothing, but Cast Knights is solid tokenomics as you can get. Run it through any freaking little coin vetter you want, dude. It's rock solid, dude. All right, so anyway, but if I die, I want all my Cast Night tokens, all my Caspa tokens, all my Bitcoin, all that stuff. I want to go to my beautiful wife, right? And there might be a couple things set aside for my niece and nephews or something like that, and I'll talk about that later. But that won't be the dead man switch. All the main wallets and everything that goes to my wifey, right? So she'll decide who gets what, right?
Yes, that should.
Yeah, right. She'll decide who gets what, right? Right. But dead man switch and inherit.
Became fun when we get married.
Yeah, for one, we're one. That's wifey. That's Ashley Ward. I'm Brian. Oh.
Well, you said it.
All right, I'm docs, right? Ashley and Brian Ward. There you go. All right, so you know who Cast Night is. I'll be telling you anyway. I'm pretty sure my works. I just launched a YouTube page, and I think they're gonna let me talk about it, man, and promote them and ourselves and talk about helping people and redemption and all that stuff too, recovery and all kind of cool stuff, right? We're all about helping people in every aspect of life with Cast Night, with Nilla Granilla, at work, and our family, in our homes, with our people,
Our
right?
community.
Yeah, our community, we love people, man. That's what we're doing this stuff for, right? So if one of us dies, right, you want to be able, you basically want it to go to your people, right? And that's why I made this graphic. Feel free to read this up, right? And go through and check this out. I made this up for you guys so you can see what happens, right? If you go silent after a set amount of time, your money just goes to your family, right? Yeah, and you choose the amount of time. So like I'm gonna put mine at 150 days. So if Gas Night gets kidnapped for you hold me for 150 days, then all of a sudden my money will go to whoever's on my dead man switch. Don't be kidnapping me, fools. No, no. But if I pass away, in all reality, I'm trying to keep this lighthearted and stuff like that. I don't like talking about death and stuff like that. Those are sensitive subjects and stuff like that. But if that happens, God forbid, we want to make sure our family aren't re-victimized or already grieving. Give them the money, right? Like especially if you're the breadwinner and stuff, right? I'm the breadwinner, right? So I need to make sure that the bread goes home to the family to feed the family, right? So that being said, God bless you guys at KaspaForge, right? I just made this up to help present your guys' product because I think it's amazing, right? And so check that out, right? So there's the dead man switch part, right? How freaking cool is that? Now let's check out Escrow. There's more. There's so much more. All right, so what's escrow, right? Oh well, cast night escrow. Let's say what's escrow. All right, so escrow is when a guarantor that physically can't run off with the money. The arbiter can settle a dispute, buyer seller or a split, but the covenant makes sure the coins can only reach the buyer or the seller. Non-custodial. Whenever hold your funds. The escrow covenant is the open source and unaudited. Verify before you send. Minimum deal 50 cash, right? So you have to put at least 50 cash, right? And nobody controls it except for the code. That's why they say don't put no money in there that you don't want to be ran by by those rules, right? All right, so but so excuse me. What is it, right? Escrow allows two parties to make a deal while covenant rules control how the funds can ultimately be released, refunded, or split. And the reason why, so basically, escrow is just like two people making a deal, but they don't really necessarily trust each other. They're business partners. They're not freaking friends. They're not buddies. They don't know, they don't have to trust each other. It's escrow. It's a business, right? So you try to conduct a business transaction where there's little friction for both sides, or the same amount of friction for both sides. Basically, something like that. That's the way I would explain it in layman's terms, right? Um, they don't. The buyer and seller, they don't have to blindly trust one another in this situation right here. Funds can be locked according to the deal, right? Be coded in, right? So you can look right here. You can be like, your role. I'm the buyer or the seller, right? You can be like, okay, I'm the buyer or the seller. All right. Deal template. Okay. Buy a physical item, hire a developer, right? Over the counter swap, rental, returnable deposit, VAT supply, agent commission, tax, task bounty, or sell a digital item, right? Physical item, digital item, whatever, man. You could sell an NFT, you could sell a football card, you could rent an apartment, whatever the agreement is, right? That's what you put right here. And then you either I'm the buyer or the renter or whatever the frick, or I'm the seller or the landlord, whatever, right? You just you put the parameters in, right? And then the deal type, is it a physical deal, is it over the counter trade, right? Service freelance, right? Dude, this is so cool, right? Dispute window, right? So if there's a dispute, right? Say I'm selling you a boat, and right, and then whatever, it gets live, and money gets locked in there until the boat gets there, right? And then you got to pay like 20% up front, whatever whatever you guys decide, right? It's all programmed in, and then when you get in there, you're like, oh, f this boat's only this is a mini boat, it's a Timu boat. What the heck? I want my money back. But it's like, all right, arbiter, right? So that so that's how that would work. That'd be fun. You ever see, talking about when you buy something on Team and they say you're getting a bag, they like show you this duffel bag and it's like a little pencil holder or something. All right. So anyway, that's funny, right? But arbitration exists for disputes, right? So the arbiter doesn't simply become the owner of everybody's money, though, right? They can't just take off with everything like, yeah, I'm the mediator, but sucker, right? That can't happen. That's beautiful covenants, right? This is coded in, right? This is a major real world use case for peer to peer commerce, man. Rules replace a large part of the trust that normally is placed in the intermediary. Let's be real, man. That's this right here. People who move, a lot of business people are gonna see this video if they've never seen it before. There's like gonna be some like escrow freaking, financial guys watching this video. Someone's gonna share it with them. If you go anybody who's in this type of business, send this video to them and see their reaction to this stuff. All right, now let's cover deposits. This is so much fun, dude. I feel like I'm Santa Claus with information right here, dude. New deposits, no deposits yet. All right, hold on. Let's go. Let's go. Loading deposits. All right. A deposit that auto returns on its own. The covenant releases the funds back to the depositor once the terms and claim window pass, unless the holder files a claim. Non-custodial, of course, they never hold the thing, right? And then same thing. You enter all the terms, and the government enforces the terms. All right. Well, so what is it? Right? A security deposit mechanism built around government controlled funds. Easy peasy, bro. This stuff is so badass, right? You put the amount however you want to put in, right? All right. A million Kaspa, right? All right. Deposit term, right? You deposit. All right. I know. Okay, hold on. Deposit term. All right. You can say for 365 days or whatever. And you can change it up and down like that, right? Or pick an end date for instead, or you can pick a date, right? And this date. right? Claim window, 3 days, 7 days before you got to claim it within a window. What the deposit secures, right? And you generate an invite link. I don't know. This thing is so freaking cool, dude. All right, so all right, funds can be committed here without simply handing unrestricted control to another party. Basically, like there's that's invaluable too, right? I can't tell. I know I keep sounding like a broke record, but this is really changing the world. It's useful anywhere somebody needs collateral or a deposit for something. Uh, Rentals, agreements, services, marketplaces. Man, I can go on and on. Programmable conditions around Casper. This is amazing, right? Let's look at the markets part, dude. I gotta move it on. Sorry, guys, dude. Feel free to go on here, dude. KaspaForge, right? You go to Kaspa Hub, and then you go on the ecosystem. You click the ecosystem, and then find KaspaForge and a whole bunch of other stuff. That's where I'm finding this. This is one. That's one of the places I'm finding all these Kaspa projects. All right, so the market. What is the market, right? So real quick, okay, the market is where people can list goods, services, priced in Kaspa, and use Forge's escrow infrastructure to complete the deals, right? So you can sell stuff, right? Right. So goods, services can be listed directly in Kaspa. Buyer opens the escrow uh, uh, process when purchasing. Seller doesn't simply receive unrestricted funds before the transaction is completed. Market plus escrow is the important combination. This demonstrates how separate Forge components work together. It's actual commerce on top of Caspa infrastructure, man. Like, isn't that badass? Like, look, there's one listing, right? It's a Caspa miner. This guy's selling a Caspa miner on here. So you can say, all right, I want to buy this thing, right? What if I want to buy this thing? Generate my key and join, right? 50,000 Caspa if I want to buy this Caspa miner. How do I go back? Okay, here we go. Right. Anyway, so there's the market, right? And then you could make sure everybody gets their money. You can use the escrow stuff. You got listings, right? New listing. What are you selling, right? A title. Say I'm selling my freaking Hello Kitty freaking, or I'm selling my football card collection, right? Physical goods, right? Bing bong. Availability, single sale or repeatable. You can say like I'm selling football packs, or I'm selling. I might sell some stuff, right? So I got a whole football card collection. I'm gonna sell for Caspa, and I just realized I could just sell it straight up for Caspa. I was gonna sell it and buy Caspa. Well, I'll sell. I got autographs. I got hundreds of autograph cards too. If you guys like NFL stuff, DM me. I got freaking. I'm selling the whole collection. I want crypto. I don't collect cards no more. I collect Caspa. All right, but I got some awesome ones, dude. I got a one of one Javante Williams. That's the Cowboys running back. Anyway, we're not talking about that. But yeah, you could sell stuff like that on here, right? Shipping where you can send worldwide, EU only. Okay, so you could pick. You don't if you don't want to be shipping to China and shit, you just put USA or EU only or whatever, right? Wherever you're at, you can do whatever you want. And dispute window, like there's a dispute, right? You got to do it within 7 days or whatever. You can't be telling me a year later there's a problem with the item or nothing like whatever. You said all that stuff. Everybody agrees ahead of time. Right, condition and exact item. I got all right. I'm sending. If the cards are all bent up when I get them, motherfucker, then I don't want them. Right. You gotta be as in the photos. You can add your photo right there, PN, JPG and PNG. Look, boom. You put a picture of whatever you're selling right there, and then reviews listings. Dang, dude. So that's cool. All right. Now what else? Boards. So what's boards, right? Bulletin boards? Like what? Public on-chain messages and records boards? How cool is that, right? You just you could put stuff up, public boards, right? I'm an AI from the Caspa Forge team posting this welcome thread from our test wallet. It's where context goes to loosen its tie. Bring a strange thought, a harmless mean, or the question you are advised not to ask at stand up. The block tag has room. 1.3 cast. Shared identity. What does that mean? What if you want to? I don't get that. Well, whatever, man. Hey, do your own research right here. It's like I'm not gonna know everything about this stuff, guys. But dang it, sorry. Crypto. Oh, look at this, crypto. Oh, so these are okay. So it's categories for posts, right? Fitness. Welcome to the fit proof of work, literally. Oh, so these are just test ones, right? So, but this is a billboard, a public billboard. Look, AI. Um, I got some notes. Let's see. What did I put on it? Sorry, it's just not. Thought I would see more than this. Start a thread. Okay, look. So if you start a thread, there you go. All right. Start a thread. There's your subject. There's your message. So that's how you create your own, right? Choose an image. You upload an image. You can post under my board identity. Shows the same trip code when you post again. So that's how you do it right there, right? Isn't this stuff fucking cool? I'm enamored, dude. But text can be recorded through Kaspa transactions, dynamic network fee rather than a traditional platform fee. The important concept is persistence and verifiability. Shows that Kaspa transactions can carry functionality beyond the basic send Kaspa from point A to point B. you know, so that's pretty cool, dude. All right, arena. Let's check out the arena. We got about there. What is the arena? Forge's gaming section. All right, here we go. Poker and stuff. What poker, dice? I think they even got like let's explore the games, right? Like they got blackjack and dice right now, right? And then they got like European roulette coming and Kaspa slots. These are in development, right? But you can actually play blackjack and dice right now. So look at this shit. You pick a table, right? There people go on there and and then look, there's seats open and then you connect. You like this one, you gotta lock up 7 Casper or 12 Casper or 27, whatever stakes you want to play, up to 100 right here on these tables right here. There's already been a bunch settled stuff. This is tells you that some of the metrics. You can look at like I think some of the history. Pretty cool. So look, you don't gotta pay the dealer. There's no casino rake. There's no dealer rake. The winner, like last time, okay, it was I think the winner gets has to the winner has to pay 0.9%, right? So just under 1%. How do I know the game is fair? You and the dealer each lock in a secret before the cards are dealt. Lock in a secret before the cards are dealt. Neither side can change the deck after seeing the other secret. Your desk checks the hand before it signs, and a finished result can be verified again in your browser. So nobody can cheat stuff. All right, what is the deck proof? A typical online casino asks you to trust its random number generator. Here, every hand comes with a zero knowledge proof that the hidden 52 card deck was built from locked randomness and follows the fixed game rules. Your deck checks that proof before the play continues. It reveals no future cards and the house pays for it, dude. That means they can't cheat, dude. That means they can't do too many multiple decks, right? They'll say there's 5 decks, but there's really 12, right? Right? Or oh man, dude, this makes it fair. Covenants turns poker for sure fair. You can't cheat. They can't be cuffing cards, all that. Oh man, it's definitely gonna be real cards. Nobody's hiding aces. None of that. Okay, what a natural blackjack pay? All right, a natural is an ace plus a 10 value card in your first cards, right? Ace jack, ace queen, things like that. Tables open now. Pay 3 to 2 for a natural. Uh, this bonus is for a player's 2 card natural blackjack. The dealer natural wins the regular stake, not an extra 3 to 2, right? The 21 made with 3 or more cards is not natural. So if you get, 3 sevens, as cool as that looks, that's not blackjack, right? What will I pay to play? Right? You pick a stake. The deck shows the full amount before you confirm. Only the winning hand pays the 0.9% service fee. That's what I was talking about. So just under 1%, right? 0.9%. That's it. To the winner pays. So if I win $1,000, right, I gotta pay you $10 or a little under, right? $9 exactly, right? It'd be $9, dude. I'm a savage with math sometimes, right? Lose or push, and there is no service fee. The house pays for the proof and the network fees during play and settlement. You only pay the normal Caspa fee to fund and join your seat, dude. So you ain't paying extra fees if you're losing, dude. Why do I lock more than my stake then? The extra 2 Caspa is a refundable bond. It keeps both sides moving when the hand is live, finished normally, and it comes back to you. It can be forfeited only if the owner misses a protected deadline, right? So if they say each hand can only be a minute, you can't sit there and wait me out. But for fast food panty grass, dude. We'll play the same hand of poker for 10 years and I'll just wait till you give up and I win your dollar. That's funny. That's an extreme example, but all right, so what does $17 mean? Softs. Oh, what does 17 mean? It's the soft 17, right? Containing an ace counted as 11, for example, an ace and a six. On every table now, the dealer stands on a soft 17 and does not draw another card. That rule is fixed before you join. That's cool because the dealer got to stand on 17 or 16 or something in the casino. But here it's saying like normally if it's like an ace and a six though, the dealer could hit on it because it's 6 or 16. So the dealer could try to hit 21, right? But here they're saying nah, dealer don't got that extra freaking option for an extra card. You have to they have to stay. They have to call. They have to say that hand is not six, it's 16 or 17, and that's what it is, and that's they're staying. And then you reveal your hand and take your hits accordingly. Dude, that's cool, man. All right, so what happens if someone disconnects? The money does not get stuck waiting for a person or a server. Every stage has a timer. The hand either continues safely or takes its timeout route. And a side that stalls can lose its bond. Open your active hand again from this lobby to continue whenever it was still your turn. So yeah, they can't just disconnect the walks and now they're gonna lose, right? It remembers all that stuff. Can I check a finished hand myself? Yes, after every settled hand, its public receipt appears in on-chain results. Open any hand and choose verified deck. After settlement, the complete 52 card deck, randomness, and proof material are published so anyone can rebuild the deck, check every dealt card, and match it to the recorded result. You do not need a desk profile or your own Caspa notes. You can take the deck apart afterwards and make sure, like, were the other cards there? Are you sure there wasn't 5 aces in the deck? Dude, everything's recorded on chain like a transaction. It is a transaction. This is amazing, man. This is amazing. This is gonna change. Caspa's I can't. I'm not supposed to say Caspa's replacing, but Caspa is basically saying, listen, do you really need sports betting and gambling apps? Do you really need banks? Do you really need lending and borrowing places? Do you really need, some broker taking care of your uh of your will and stuff? Nah, dude, no, you don't. You need you and some knowledge behind it, dude. And even if you want to play poker with your buddy, now follow the laws, dude. Like, so I don't want my video getting banned, right? I'm not telling nobody not to follow laws. If it's illegal to gamble, don't circumvent it with Caspa. But that being said, you control everything here, right? There's no casino in charge. There's no guy. There's no bouncer at the front door, and there's no need to be a bouncer at the front door because nobody can take your money. You have to win it fair and square. And then you don't gotta tip nobody. You don't want to tip Man, this is awesome, dude. All right, so let's speed along. Chats. So what's chat? Oh, I got some graphics. I'll show the graphics at the end, right? But chats. So what is it? The communication social component inside the Forge environment. All right. The heck? All right. Fun chat from Wallet. Cast monitors. This is an example. So they got chats, right? I took notes. This isn't showing me much. Sorry. That threw me off right there. All right. So it shows how to communicate. All right. This show how communication fits alongside transaction applications. Let's just click. Let's just see what it is. So see, chat key isn't funded. Each message is anchored on chain from your chat key. All right, you guys have to do your own thing here, right? But you basically type in a message here and then you send it, right? Oh, it's recorded as a transaction. You guys will have to look further into that a little bit more. I didn't keep too many notes on that stuff. Sorry, right? Right. So, but look, here's the settings, the desk control. Free to read this stuff, guys. So I'm learning with you guys, right? So I didn't, man, there was so much stuff I couldn't keep notes on everything. But look at this thing, right? Erase from this device. So say you got all your stuff on here, right? You got your stuff you're selling and your deposit thing and your safe and your wallet and everything right here. And you're like, oh man, I got a new laptop. Oh, I don't want to leave this laptop here. I don't trust that. So you can erase it. Bing bong, erase from this device. Removes local access on this device only. Your funds stay on chain and can be restored from an exported H key on any device, right? It's like, oh, I gotta sell, I gotta pawn it, right? So I'm just gonna erase it and then I'll put it back later. Or whatever situation, dude. How cool is that, right? All right, so and then let's go, let's see, Forge. Non-custodial by design built on Kaspa. Oh wait, what the heck? All right. Where's that, man? What the heck? KaspaForge. All right, the desk and the master key file. The desk is the control room for all KaspaForge services and more. Importantly, it is the password manager for your keys. This page explains where your keys actually live, why one exported file is lifetime backup, and what the server can and cannot see, and so on and forth. Feel free to read all this stuff. I'll be here all night if I read everything to you guys. But this tells you the master key file, one backup forever with the export key. This explains everything. I encourage everybody to go on here and get familiar with this stuff. Take control of your life and your finances and your wills and your you know take control of everything, right? Don't have anybody take care of stuff that you can take care of yourself, because I've seen too many instances where God forbid someone passes away and everything just turns into mess and people starts fighting over stuff, and and then instead of grieving and coming together, sometimes it divides families, and it's just, man, this stuff just it really it's changing the world. It's helping it's helping everybody. Like, how awesome is that, right? Let me show you guys some of the other graphics I freaking made, dude. Because I made more graphics for this, right? So let's look at this, right? Look at this stuff. So this is just what I made, so you guys can kind of get a visual with some Cast 9 characters, right? How cool is that, right? So here's the escrow. KaspaForge. Trade with confidence. This isn't their stuff. If there's any mistakes, those are mine, right? So the buyer locks the fund in escrow. The seller ships the item. When the buyer confirms receipt, right? When the buyer gets the stuff, the funds are then released, right? Fair, secure, automated. Nobody has to trust anybody, right? Right. So if you're buying the new Xbox game online, you want to make sure it's not damaged or it's really the game or whatever. You don't know the seller, all that. This helps everybody stay on the up and up, right? And then the marketplace, right? Which also can use the escrow stuff, right? You can buy and sell anything, including digital stuff, like we've seen the miner, right? You can sell clothes, football cards, you could sell Pokemon cards, you can sell your, your whatever, your China collection, you can sell whatever your grandparents left you in their storage unit, God forbid if they passed or whatever, man. You can sell crypto, sure, I'm sure everything, right? And here's the safe, right? Here's like a visual of the safe. Caspa Forge safes. Your vault, your rules, right? You lock funds in the safe. You hold the keys, nobody else. You can add time locks, multi-signature, custom rules, whatever you want. However you want that safe to be locked, whatever rules are, who can open it, when they can open it, how much they can get out when they do open it, how often they can open it, whatever, man. You could put this, you can do whatever parameters you want. Safe alarm keys for recovery, right? So there's different ways you can do. How can they get in the box if they forget the key? Can they use their fingerprint? Can they use whatever? Well, I don't know, dude. Like, you do whatever you want. This is awesome, dude. Right? It's encrypted. Alarm keys. You're in control, right? Multi-signature. Like, you want your brother and your sister to be there when they open up the freaking crypto box or whatever. Yeah, stronger security control, stronger security and complete control. That's freaking badass, right? And then last but not least, there's the poker thing. This is the we're all sitting around playing poker. It's not a loaded deck, right? Everybody, bets only what they want to bet. Like, we're low stakes. I want to put $5 in. I want to get together with my buddies. We're all gonna connect our Casper wallets. We're gonna put $5 each, right? There's 10 of us. There's $50 in the pot, and we're gonna play until someone has all the chips, right? We'll do a tournament, and then we'll make it progressive so it doesn't last all freaking night. And then and then the winner chicken dinner at the end just goes to their wallet, right? You play the video poker and doesn't have to worry, because I always worry, dude, video poker, how do I know who's making the video cards? How do I know they're not just telling me what oh yeah, it's fair, why they're always got three aces in their hand, right? Well, this fixes that, right? So how badass is that, dude? So man, I could go on and on and on about this stuff, man. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. It really is amazing. But I made this last little graphic to wrap it up, so you guys go ahead and look at that. But uh, the part I want to take away from this is I can't, dude. I can't emphasize enough how amazed I am by the developers and by the technology, because we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. Like the way the debt system is made, I'll do a video on it. How the whole system is built, about how the government creates money. They create more money, and then that deflates the value of your money. If a lot of time, it took me a while before I could wrap my head around how inflation actually makes your money worth less, right? That's where the word worthless comes from. But we'll get into that another time. The point is Caspa's helping us free, man. It's helping us, and it's helping us be free from a lot of things that we don't even realize we're enslaved by, or under their thumb by, or oppressed by, right? There's unfortunately a lot of people that are in a lot of big places in the financial institutions, right? That they abuse their authorities and their powers that they have, because people just don't understand stuff, right? They don't. Not everybody understands escrows and arbitration and friggin' and you know all this stuff. No, not everybody's gonna understand that. We just looked at wallets, programmable safes, escrow, deposits, marketplaces, boards. They got gaming stuff in there, dude. Communication. There's AI agents. I didn't even show you the AI agents and recovery stuff, right? There, they got the recovery. Uh, can I go to it? Ah, man. There's a bunch more. I just encourage you guys to keep doing your own research right there, right? Because there's so much more to discover here, guys. There really is. But you could. I'm not saying you should replace. All right, I'm not telling you go out and replace your ledger or nothing like that. And just put everything on KaspaForge, right? Because I just wouldn't do that. Right? I don't want a single point of failure. But that being said, it wouldn't be a single point of failure. Let's be real. It'd be a whole bunch of points of failure you'd have to get through. You ain't just gonna go on to. You're not gonna be able to get into anybody's stuff. And if you do, it's just this is great. This is really good. This is someone handing us freedom. These are guys saying, be free, my brothers and sisters. So be excited. That's what I say. Be excited. Be free. Right. Tell people. Share. Right. Repost this freaking video, guys. Send it to your grandma and your cousin and your brother and your sister, anybody that you love enough to help them take control of their future and their finances, and help escape the matrix, man. Do it, man. Be that person who stands out all of that. Yeah, so, thank you to all the supporters. The Cast Night channel. Look at all this stuff. I go to my notifications and it just never stops.
Stand back, homies, get on back. It's a rap now. Cast Night rapping. I'ma show you where we at now. Dag rabbit flowing with the track that be blowing like a gat. White strap fam? Crap
300.
happens where
It's
we
not
at.
the
So
moon,
here's the
right?
flow, here we
Look
go,
at
yo.
that.
Warren Rabbit with the
That.
glasses. Follow the white trash, little rabbit. Here to educate the masses. Only spit the
We
facts,
got
man. And block
352
dags to know where the
followers,
future's at.
right?
Fam, so
What
get the
what
stack of
kind of
cash,
damage
fam.
do we
Every
do
single day
with
and every way that we can
352
think the make it
followers?
happen. Block, they get Caspa. What the kids be yelling from the back, bro? Holy moly, holy what? Holy effing crap, man.
We'll
Caspa Safes
see.
like a really effing rap, man. Never ever saw it coming, nah, bro.
We'll see.
Never knew this crazy shit could happen.
300.
The Warren Rabbit in the mask. Vigilante black leather pants, cold. And if we
352
go
now,
up the flow,
right?
wait, whoa, what the F is that, man? Man, is that the effing Batman symbol? Nah, man, that ain't
Oh,
Batman.
I got
It's
an
a rabbit
announcement.
with a mask. It's the
They
Cast
do got
Night
an
signal.
announcement.
Whoa, man, and who's that?
Let's kill that music for a second. I forgot. I got an announcement. I got an announcement. So there's gonna be a cast woman art.
Cast wifey
Cast wifey. All right, she's my wife, right?
edition.
Cast wifey edition of art, right? See all this cool art we coming out with the cast. Like we got the standalones, we got the comics, right? We just did the Genesis series, right? I got a 50-part Nilla Gorilla series that talks about the utility we're gonna be building and putting behind it. We're gonna be
Well,
built.
sing the first one today.
Right, we're gonna release the first one today. You'll see it. It'll have a pink border around it. She's gonna be making global stuff. She's gonna be covering all of our people around the world because I noticed like when I go on here, I was like, man, look, my audience. Can I show that here? All right, so look, it shows like only 30 some percent of the people who are on my channel are Americans. So shout out to our global audience. So
Yes.
Cass
I
Wifey.
feel like I had to do this.
So she's gonna be like there's gonna be like world landmarks in there. She's gonna show Israel and Puerto Rico and Europe and everywhere, right? She's gonna show everywhere. So let's look at so analytics. This is where I'm trying to show. Let's see if I can kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Look at the engagement going up, guys. We're in an uptrend right here. Right, 352 followers. We can do some damage, right? Share this stuff with your people, man. Right? Share this stuff with your people. And I'm not saying that because I want another freaking follower. I'm saying that because, you know, we want to educate, elevate, and grow together. But back to the cast wifey thing. So what do you want to say to the people, baby? This is my cast wifey here. She's not gonna come on camera, but she's gonna tell you some things.
I hope you enjoy my art. I have a BFA and so I have an art degree and an art history minor. And I just really hope you guys enjoy my art because I'm trying to represent all of us as a community as a whole.
She's a badass artist, dude. She took art and photography. So, dude, she worked at the zoo. She's got all these awesome pictures of animals, dude. Like awesome tigers, lions, and tigers and bears and stuff. Oh, but anyway, she's an artist, man. She's a real artist. She took color theory. She's really going to help with the imagery and the promotion and the educational content, right? And just help tell people about Caspa with the female touch as well, right? So get excited about that. It'll have a pink border around it. It'll say Cast Woman, Cast Wifey series, right? So be on the lookout for that. Yeah, a lot brighter because I do a lot of dark images and stuff. Hey, I'm not the artist. She is. But good thing is, my wifey's an artist, right? I got friends who know how to do the music stuff, right? I know how to write lyrics, right? We're all gonna come. I got community members that got tools. I got right. I got to shout out Tap the Tip. I know I've shouted him out a couple times already, but this guy just continues to be so supportive, and so I don't care. I'll shout him out. I want to do actually like cover some of his products too, right? But I need to get familiar with him first. I don't want to just like willy nilly cover my biggest supporter so far as stuff. I want to represent it properly. Well, this guy is amazing, man. This guy, shout out to you, my brother. God bless you and your family, man, and all your loved ones, dude. And let's, Caspians, let's all lift one another up. And that's what this man's been doing. He's been reposting my stuff. Look, I bet if I scroll right here, I'll find a Cast Night something, right? He's like making videos of saying the Cast Night to the moon and stuff like that. And and it's just amazing the level of support I've gotten from this guy. He posts a lot, so is this it? All right, seeing how excited someone is that believes in Caspa at the bottom is pure joy. Is number one on Cast. So yeah, this is he's talking about Cast Night right here, right? Right here. Oh, right here too. Look, so he's like, This is the Cast Knight chart. He's talking about Cast Knight Dag right here, right? And he doesn't have to. This guy didn't never met me before, but since we're like-minded, we're like-minded, and we believe in the same things. We believe in helping people. We believe in Caspa. We believe in freedom. We believe in all the things that all Caspians are talking about on our pages, right? Be free and lift one another up, and and know what's in front of you, and know what's been behind you, and all them bumps in the road, to know who's been behind some of those bumps in the road, and let's fix it so our people don't hit the same bumps in the future, right? That's what it's all about, right? Make it future better for our families and stuff like that. So I'll finish up the outro. God bless you guys, and man, I'm excited. Shout out to these guys, man. And I might need your guys' help, by the way. We're building Nilla Gorilla, and I think KaspaForge, I think you guys might be able to help me with some of the steps along the way. But I'll get at you in a professional manner, right? Using professional channels, right? But cast night out, guys. Dude, God bless you guys, man. Here we go, right?
That with them, Guardians of the Dag, man. Holy effing crap, man. The hell with effing Batman.
Yeah. You guys want to see what's going on with Kaspa on the weekend?
Cascon coming with the smash, fam. That night, putting Caspo on the crypto map, man. Yeah, we did it in the flash, man. Block dagging on the fast track, and we ain't ever looking back.
We had some volume recently. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I wouldn't be making any moves either way with too much conviction right now. Kaspa's printing a green candle as we speak on the daily, right? Close the green candle, kind of looking hammerish. On the one before that, it's like some more volume's increasing, right? All right. Fast line starting to point up a little bit. Fast line just crossed the slow line on the RSI, pointing up, right? So that's looking a little bit more promising. We'll see, right? We're in a full-on bear market right now. Well, who gives a F about the chart? If you ask me, like, honestly, 'cause I'm not, eventually we'll care about the chart, right? But that'll take care of itself. As soon as everybody realizes what we already know. Caspa's king, and it's just getting better, right? So, that's it. That's it. That's the video. Look, I told you it was going to be an hour.